Last week, President Trump's administration presented their budget. It includes a multitude of cuts, including to Amtrak, who under the new plan will not have the money to continue with long-term train service. Our own Max Harris sat down with Amtrak's Vice President of Rail Operations to discuss.
Mr. Jagodinsky, thank you for allowing us to do this interview.
You're welcome.
So what exactly will this budget proposal do?
Well, the budget proposal that was proposed would eliminate all of Amtrak's long-distance services. So, those are the trains that go more than 750 miles that go throughout the country. Those are the trains that connect the little communities throughout the United States, many of which don't have bus service, many of which don't have air service. So what it would do that was really kind of take apart the whole rail, or the passenger rail network in this country as a whole. It would just basically dismantle that.
What was your first thought when you heard about this budget proposal?
Well, I wasn't surprised, so it was kind of anticipated you could see something like this coming. But once again, I've seen this multiple times before. Multiple administrations have done this. It happened back with the Bush administration back in the early 2000s. It happened back in the Reagan administration, back in the 1980s. So not surprising, and just we need to work through it. That's all.
Ridership among these long-distance trains has been recently down. Why is it important that we continue service with these trains?
Well, it's down, but it's down by just a very little bit. But one of the things the long-distance trains do, Amtrak has the goal of connectivity and mobility for the Americans in the country. And so one of the things it really does knit communities together. All sorts of folks who travel, that's their only way to get around. They can't fly, or there's no air service where they're at. In these little towns across America, there's no bus service. And sometimes, a lot of times, the people just can't drive, or especially even in the winter weather, it becomes very hazardous for some folks to drive out there, but the train can safely get you through. So really, it's really important to keep them, because it does really knit those small town communities in America, knits them all together on those trains.
Do you think that this budget proposal will pass in the end?
I think it's going to be modified. I don't think it's going to, it will not be put forth in its current form. I don't think it's going to happen. There's always changes to budget. If you just look historically in the federal budget process for years, it always changes. There's always changes, different things. Amtrak is just one of many programs that people feel they're important programs, and so, between the administration and Congress and everybody else, there's still a lot of negotiation to be done about it. So I can't imagine it's going to be passed in its current form. There's always changes. There always is.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.